John and Mike talked about 6 months ago about doing more for the community, and within a month, John had this charity, the Delco Group, formed.
I think everybody's willing to jump in there and pitch in and give a hand. And I think with what our charity is, it's about, doing something for those families or that person in need, but doing it in a unique way that's memorable for them.
A lot of people in our community are proud people, right? We're people that don't want to ask for help because a lot of us, we don't feel like we ever need it. Artie Earl is probably the perfect example of that. When we sat down as a group to decide what direction are we really going to go in, he shared how important it was to him that when his life was in question, that he had experiences with his family.
So 2007, I was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. After 2 years of chemotherapy, they also told me that I had a rare disease called primary sclerosis cholangitis, and I'll need a liver transplant. So after a few years, my liver started failing, and during that time, the one thing that really touched me was the fact that I was given an opportunity to take money and not put it for bills, but to make memories with my family.
When we sat down and we were trying to come up with an identity for ourselves as a group, Artie's story really stood out to us. We want to be able to do something that if we gave you the money, you wouldn't feel comfortable doing for yourself. Something that we could truly make a difference or a memory, because that may be the most important thing that you could have at that point in time.
Getting money and paying bills, that's life, but the fact that I didn't know if I was getting a liver or not getting a liver, and being able to make those memories and get those experiences meant the world to me.
The first person that we did anything for was a little girl named Mina, and she's from Prospect Park. Mina's brother, Vincent, was diagnosed with a severe form of cancer at a very young age. He's a little bit over a year old right now. We started to hear a little bit more about Mina, and we realized that she's an 8-year-old girl that hasn't gotten to live the life of an 8-year-old girl. We know how important it is for little kids, because a lot of us have them, to just kind of be the star of the show for the day, and when we talked to her mother, she said that that's not something she often gets, so we had a day for her where we made her the star of the show. She was picked up in a limousine, she was escorted by the Prospect Park and Sharon Hill police departments, and the limo took her and a few of her girlfriends who she's never had the opportunity to really hang out with over the last year to go to New York City and kind of be treated like a queen for the day.
You're getting to see families, really, truly impacted by something that you had a part of. And I think the neatest thing is, it's just watching how the community kind of rallies around you when you're doing something good.
We're the Delco Toy Testers, and we are opening amazing squishy collectibles. So let's just open it. Was there a letter?
This letter is for Molly Thompson.
Molly's a 4-year-old girl from Aston Township, and she was diagnosed with Wilms tumor cancer. She spent the last 7 months fighting that cancer, and just received news that she was cancer-free and was going to have her last chemotherapy treatment. When we sat and talked with Molly's family, we found that one of the things that was consistently mentioned from her while she was undergoing treatment was that she couldn't wait to go to the beach.
Well, we have a special surprise for you. Your Aunt Lauren reached out to us and we made a few phone calls. Today is going to be the start of a very special weekend for you.
We are picking Molly up. We're escorting her and her family over to Jersey, and they're going to spend the week in Cape May.
We had a full police escort down 95 on Memorial Day weekend over the Commodore Barry Bridge. We were the only vehicles on the Commodore Barry Bridge. I spent the entire Memorial Day weekend getting phone calls from Cape May Fire Company. They planned part of her weekend out for her. Nobody asked them to. They just called and did that themselves. Their last day on the beach, a plane flies by them with a giant banner that says, "Molly, we love you." That wasn't something that the Delco group ordered. That was something that people in Cape May caught wind of and they jumped on board with. And that's kind of what we're trying to do, right? You do something really nice, selfless, something different for somebody. And if you let people know about it, I think naturally people will jump on board with that. And that's what we're starting to see. And that's what we're really excited about with the growth of this thing.
I feel like the Delco group is actually Delco. Like, everybody's getting behind this charity. And I really think that's what makes us special